everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well, I hope you have a nice day. I want to thank my old subscribers, my new subscribers and my recent subscribers for subscribing to my channel. Can't thank you enough, I'm forever grateful. But if you come across any of my content, I mean any, this channel has a mixed bags of bags, shorts, this series which is honest conversations and many other delightful things. And also I have a wonderful community tab as well. But click that subscribe button below, that wee green button there, and when you subscribe you get this awesome community tab, and you know, I give you BTS, I give you photos, I drop in and say hi. So if that's something for you and you think my channel looks cool, then press that wee green subscribe button and I hope to see you at my community tab. So then, we're just going to get into this. This is episode 15 of Honest Conversation, and why is self-care often misunderstood? So, let's get into it, shall we? We're just going to dive into this topic, and you know, this gets talked about a lot, but often, you know, it can be misunderstood about self-care. But what does it really mean, and why do so many of us get it wrong? Well, let me tell you. So then, this is chapter 1, and this is called The Myth of Self-Care. So basically, when people hear self-care, they often think about bubble baths, expensive vacations, or treating yourself to something fancy. But did you know self-care is more than indulgence in any form. You don't need to spend on self-care unless you want to, and that's your choice. People have this idea that self-care is like something to do with money and luxury. I mean, for many it is, and I'm not saying that's wrong, but for many, you know, who are on a tight budget or for so many said reasons, sometimes their form of self-care is non-luxurious, and that is fine. You know, like myself, I like to walk, I like to feed the squirrels, and you're thinking, how's that self-care? But it is for me, and people wouldn't understand it because they initially think self-care is a money luxury thing and it means retail therapy. But no, for me, my experience and what I do in real life is I go feed squirrels, I go for walks. As you know, you've come on with me many walks in my shorts and on my action cam, and for me that is a form of self-care, because as a Buddhist, once you're out in nature, it's like, oh my god, you know, the busyness stops and it's grand. And you know, so not every self-care has to be expensive, luxury, monetised. It can be non-monetised, non-luxury, and you know, we all have our different forms and we all have our different ways of doing it, and that is fine. We're moving on to chapter 2 now, which is here, and it's called The Hard Work of Self-Care. The truth is, self-care isn't always glamorous and means doing the hard things. I mean, you know, we can, yes, take ourselves out on a trip somewhere, but there's this more intent of being, you know, more than spending, more than glamorous, more than, you know, it's about us and who we are as people. And I'm just going to give you 2 examples here. So basically, setting boundaries, even if it makes others comfortable. As a person, I know this from very, very in-depth experience. Also being an ADHD, you have to set boundaries, and you understand who your real people are and your people. And if people can't understand your boundaries and why you're setting them, then my honest advice, they're not your people. If your people understand your boundaries, they are your people. So remember that, set your boundaries. You're a person, you're allowed boundaries, you're allowed to have this, because this is you looking after you. Number 2, saying no to things that drain you, right? As like I said, an ADHD, I used to people please, and I would say no, and that would mentally, physically drain me. And there's many autistic people, ADHD people that, you know, that don't say no. And when I got sober and I started looking after me in every atom, not just the stop drinking, but I started saying no to people, because you have to, because your well-being and your mental health matters. So, you know, think of your physical, emotional well-being, because you matter and you come first. And like I say no to things. Say no, I'm not doing that. And if somebody gets paid off, then they're not your people. If people can't respect that saying no, then that tells you everything you need to know. Okay, so remember that. Say no to things that drain you. So this is chapter 3, and this is called Why We Resist Self-Care. Okay, people tend not to do self-care because of many number of reasons, but I'll give you 2 here. Guilt. We feel like taking care of ourselves is selfish to do. I don't know why people feel like this. What is wrong with a bit of self-love, a bit of self-you, and a self-love journey of you? I think it's really bad if somebody, you know, I know it's our inner, internal thing going, oh no, we shouldn't be doing this. But don't feel like that, you know. I used to, and now I don't give many F's, so, you know. Number 2 is discomfort. Real self-care forces us to confront our feelings, and that's not always easy. That's the thing about self-care you will learn, especially me, when I got sober, you know. It did force me to confront things that I never did, and, you know, it's like, oh, I was this doormat, and this is not my person, and these are not my people, and these people were taking advantage of me, and I was vulnerable at the time, and I was stupid, and I had to confront it, because as well as self-care and getting sober like I did, I had to confront things, and I had to admit things, and I had to go, oh, actually, you know, I had to set things for me for this self-journey, self-care of me became who I am today. So, do you know what I mean? It's there for a reason. So, you know, don't ever feel like, oh, you know, it's discomfort because I need to, you know, just because you realise things that you need to confront things with, don't shy away from it. Take it at your pace and day by day. And like I say, if we don't take care of ourselves, you know, we'll end up in burnt out, overwhelmed, unmotivated, shock for others, and that's not good for us or our health or mental health. As much as we need to take care of ourselves and that, you know, we need to, for our inner circle people, we need to show up for them too, you know, the people that matter, and also our mental health and our health and physical, you know, all that
So
blah, blah, blah. Moving on to chapter 4, and basically redefining self-care. So how do we redefine self-care, and what is it? I'll give you some examples here. Basically, how can I show up for myself consistently? Self-care is about showing up for yourself. Imagine, I don't know, maybe it's my neurodivergent brain, but imagine you're putting on a show for yourself, a theatre, and it's all for you, and this theatre is based on your self-care, and, you know, you need to show up for yourself. You need to say, actually, I'm good enough. I deserve this self-care of any form, and I'm putting me first because I'm number one. And imagine you're in that imaginary theatre of self-care, and it's all on you, and it's you, and you have these steps to take this further, or at your pace, or ever how far. Do you know what I mean? So imagine that. What else we got? 2. What truly recharges me? Well, you know, if there's something that you like to do, self-care, it could be reading a book, it could be going for a walk. Yes, you may indulge and do retail therapy, You may, like me, turn off your Wi-Fi and go off grid and recharge yourself that way. That's what I do, but whichever way you do it, that is cool, that is fine. There is no judgment here. You do you and I do me, as I've always said on this channel. But you know, it's less about the indulgence, more about maintenance, sleep, healthy food, movement, solitude. You know, like a car, when you get it serviced and MOT'd, you need to keep it up and running, and it needs its maintenance. Do you know what I mean? And your body is like that. You know, it's like if you leave a car out for long enough, say decades, and it rusts, it won't work anymore. And that's basically us in a physical, fleshy form. If we don't look after ourselves in that matter of speaking, then we will rust out and be exhausted, and you know, and the maintenance have gone, i.e. the car. We are the car, and that's not good for us. So remember to give yourself an MOT of self-care, because you matter. So I'm going to give you, something new on this channel, but I can't words out here, my outro and final thoughts, and what's one small act of self-care you can commit today. Anything, one small thing. It could, like I said, it could be walking, it could be switching off your Wi-Fi, it could be reading your favourite book, doing your favourite hobby. Just one little one. Maybe it's setting a boundary. Maybe you've gone, actually, I've had enough of being a doormat. Let's set some boundaries. Or just taking 5 minutes to yourself, and that could be any latter or form. Going for a walk or your favourite hobby and things that I've mentioned. You know, start your self-care routine and be kind to yourself. Just start small. Remember, it's not selfish and it's necessary. Self-care is self-love. Remember that. Self-care is self-love. But yeah, I'm going to leave this here. But if this has resonated with you, or you want to share this episode of Honest Conversation with anyone who needs to hear it, give it a wee share, and please like it and comment below. But thank you for coming, thank you for watching, but also don't forget to like, subscribe and comment below, and I will see you for the next one. Love you!